Standard 8 Mathematics, Chapter 10, Division of Polynomial, Module 1. Last year we have studied how to perform addition, subtraction and multiplication on algebraic expressions. Let us fill in the blanks and solve the following examples in order to have a better revision. So the first example, if you see, it is written 2a plus 3a. If you see, both of the terms have the common variable, that is a. Hence, we can directly add it to get 5a. So here we'll write 5a. The second one, if you see, it is 7b minus 4b. Similarly, here in this case, the variable is the same. So we can directly subtract 7b minus 4b, which will give us 3b. In the third one, we are multiplying 3p into p square. Now to note one thing, here we'll use a rule of indices since the base is same. So the index will get added when you multiply. So 3p into p square will give you 3p cube. Similarly, 5m square into 3m square. So you multiply the numbers first, which is 5 into 3 will give you 15. And then since m has the same base, the power will get added. So this will become m raised to 4. Similarly, when you multiply 2x into 5y multiplied by 3 upon x. So you'll have to multiply the 3 inside the bracket. So first you'll have 2x into 3 upon x plus 5y into 3 upon x. And just substituting and rearranging this here, x will get cancelled and you'll be left with 6 plus 5 multiplied by 3 will give you 15y upon x. So this is the answer. Similarly, if you see the sixth one, here we'll have to do bracket to bracket multiplication. So now in bracket to bracket multiplication, so first we'll see you multiply 3x squared with the bracket 2x plus 3y. Similarly, 4y you multiply with 2x plus 3y. Now simplify this, multiply 3 inside the bracket, so this will give you 6 and x into x will give you x cube. Plus similarly this 3x square into 3y will give you 9x square y plus if you multiply 4y inside the bracket, so here you will get 4 2s are 8xy plus 4 multiplied by 3y will give you 4 into 3, that's 12. So 12 and y into y will give you y square. So this is your answer after multiplying these two brackets for the sixth one, that is 3x squared plus 4y into 2x plus 3y. Let us understand what is a polynomial. If the index of each term of an algebraic expression in one variable is a whole number, then the expression is called a polynomial. For example, x squared plus 2x plus 3, 3y cubed plus 2y cubed plus y are polynomials in one variable. Polynomials are specific algebraic expression. Hence, the operation of addition, subtraction, multiplication on polynomials are very much similar to those performed on algebraic expressions. Degree of a polynomial. Let us understand what is the meaning of degree of a polynomial. With the greatest index of variable in the following polynomial. So the greatest index or the greatest power of this polynomial, 3x squared plus 4x is 2. So if you see, it has one variable x and the greatest power of that variable x is 2. If you see the second one, it is 7x cubed plus 5x plus 4 into x raised to 5 plus 2x square is. So if you see, the variable x is common and the highest power for the variable x is 5. So the greatest index or the greatest power of the variable in the given polynomial is called as the degree of the polynomial. Now, when we say monomial, that means Monomial is also a polynomial, just that the power would be, there would be just one term in a monomial, only one term. So a monomial has only one term. Let's see for example. So if you see 2x, this is a monomial since it has only one term. 2x square, this is also a monomial. 12y plus 8y cube. This is not a monomial because there are two terms into it. Let us do one example sum, that is dividing 15p square by 3p. So that means if you see this rough, I am dividing 15p square divided by 3p. Now first we can do the normal cancellation method. So 3 ones are 3 fives are 15. 1p from the denominator and 1p from the numerator gets cancelled off and you'll be left with 5p square. Now this will be my quotient. So we can do the long division method. So 15p cube divided by 3p, and we know 3p into 5p square. So if you multiply this 3p into 5p square, we'll get 15p cube, which we have to then subtract, and our final remainder would be 0. So our quotient is 5p square and our remainder is 0. Let us complete this activity and we have to just fill in the boxes. So here it is minus 36x raised to 4 divided by minus 9x. So we can just do it in a simple way, that is minus 36x raised to 4 divided by minus 9x. So we can cancel the negative sign from the numerator and denominator, which would give us a positive. Now 1x from the denominator and 1x from the numerator will get cancelled off. So in the numerator we'll have x cube. And now we also can reduce 36 and 9. So 9 ones are and 9 fours are 36. So we know now our term that remains would be 4x cube, and this would be our quotient. Now using this we can substitute this, we can write this in the boxes. So we'll have here 4x cube, and we know 9x into 4x cube will give you minus 36x raised to 4. And then when you subtract it, you'll have to change the sign throughout because we have a negative sign here. And finally, plus minus 36x raised to 4 and plus 36x raised to 4 will get cancelled and you will be left with 0. So your quotient is 4x cube and your remainder is 0. Let us do another division. So we have to fill in the blocks here. So we have to divide 5m square with negative m. So first of all, we can see that the m from the numerator, 1m from the numerator, and this m from the denominator will get cancelled, and this minus sign we can put it for the numerator. So I can write it as 5m. So this will be our quotient. So we can multiply here with minus 5m, and we know minus m into minus 5m will give you plus 5m square, which you can then subtract and the remainder will be 0. So we know our quotient is minus 5m and our remainder would be 0. Let us solve more such similar examples. If you see the third one, it says minus 20y raised to 5 divided by 2y cube. So first of all, we can cancel off the 20. So 2 and 2 tens are 20. And here in the denominator, it is y cube, and in the numerator, it is y raised to 5. So which can get cancelled off, and here we're left with 5 raised to y raised to 5 minus 3, that is 2. So our quotient would be 5 minus 10 y squared. So we can write here in this block minus 10 y squared, and we know 2 into minus 10 will give you minus 20 y raised to 5, which when subtracted, so you'll have to change the sign throughout when you have a negative sign here, and these two will get cancelled off and your remainder would be 0. So our quotient is minus 10y square and the remainder is 0. Okay, let us solve a sum from the exercise. Let's say 6x cubed plus 8x squared divided by 2x. Now note one thing, this is a binomial. That means there are two terms and this is a monomial. So we are dividing a binomial by a monomial. So let us do step by step the long division method for dividing this two polynomial. So we will divide 6x cubed plus 8x square by 2x. Now, we will go term wise. So if you see the first term is 6x cube. So as we know, 2 multiplied by 3 will give you 6, but we need here 6x cube. And here our divisor is x. So 2x, if we multiply it with 3x square, we'll get 6x cube. So for our first term, our first term in the quotient would be 3x square. So 2x into 3x square will give me 6x cube. And then we can do the subtraction. So this will get cancelled off and this remaining term we can bring it below. So we'll be left with 0 plus 8x square. Now we have 2x. Now 2x into our second term in the quotient should give me 8x square in order to cancel this 8x square. So we note if we multiply 2x into 4x, I'll get 8x square. So we can put here a plus sign and multiply here with 4x. So we know 2x into 4x will give me 8x square. And then we can subtract it and our final answer would be, our remainder would be 0. So from here we can conclude our quotient is 3x square plus 4x and our remainder is 0. Let us solve some similar examples. So this is a second example question. So let us solve this. So we have to divide 15y raised to 4 plus 10y cube minus 3y square by 5y square. Okay, so now we know we have to divide it by 5y square. So we know one thing, if we multiply 5y square with 3y square, I will get 15y raised to 4. So here we can write 3y square and 5y square into 3y square will give you 15y raised to 4, and you can subtract it and this will get cancelled off. Now you bring the remaining entire term below. So this would become 10y cube minus 3y square. Now you go on to the second term, that is 10y cube. Now as we know, our divisor is 5y square. Now my second term I need to get is 10y cube. Since your divisor is 5y square, and if you multiply 5y square with 2y, you will get 10y cube. So here we'll put a plus sign and you write here 2y, and 5y square into 2y will give you 10y cube. Now you do the subtraction. So this will get cancelled off. This will get cancelled off and you bring this next term below. So this would become minus 3y square. Now here we have minus 3y square, so we have to be little careful because this is a minus sign. Now our divisor is 5y square, and if I multiply 5y square with 5 by, if I multiply 5y square with 3 by y, on or negative 3 by y. So this y with negative 3 by 5. So this 5 and 5 will get cancelled off and we'll be left with minus 3y square. So we know that our from this we get to know that our next term in the quotient should be minus 3 by 5. So if I multiply here, 5y square into minus 3 by 5 will give you minus 3y square. And then we have to do the subtraction. So when you do the subtraction, the sign changes throughout and minus 3y square and plus 3y square will get cancelled. And that's how you get your remainder to be 0. So from here, we can finally conclude that our quotient is 3y square plus 2y minus 3 by 5 and our remainder is 0. Let us do the first sum of practice at 10.1. So this is very simple. We can do this in this manner as well. So we have 21m square divided by 7m. So m1 from the denominator and m from the numerator will get cancelled off, and we know 7 ones are 7 threes are 21, and this would become 3m. The same thing we can do by long division method. So we have your 21m square, which we are dividing it by 7m. So we know our quotient should be 3m. So 7m into 3m will give me 21m square, and when you subtract it, you'll get 0. So from here we can conclude that our quotient is 21, our quotient is 3m, and our remainder is 0. Let us do the third one of the same exercise, the third sum. The third sum says we have to divide minus 48 p raised to 4 by minus 9 p square. We can do it in this way also. It would be very much simple. So the negative sign first would get cancelled off, and we can just simplify it. So for example, it is 48 into p raised to 4 upon 9 into p square. So p square from the denominator and from the numerator, p square will be get cancelled off, and in the numerator you'll be left with just p square. And 48 and 9 we can reduce it. So we know 3 threes are 9, and 3 into 16 is 48. So it would get cancelled by 3, and you'll be left with finally 16p square upon 3. So from here we can conclude, we can directly say that our quotient is 16 upon 3 p square, and your remainder would be 0. That's it for this video. Thank you.